Is there a benefit to cheat days? Do they actually help or hinder progress? And what's your favorite cheat meal?
So everybody wants to start with the cheat meal first because everybody got big eyes when Eli asked that question.
I was like, well, I think it depends on the individual as far as whether or not they feel like they need a cheat meal.
We'll come back to the cheat meal. All right, let's talk about.
Well, I got one.
So do I. I mean, it's the go-to every single time.
Yeah.
But let's talk about a cheat day and what that actually means. I mean, how would you define a cheat day, Stephen?
Well, I mean, I think how people describe it, and I think there is a psychological kind of fallacy here. Number one, if we call it a cheat day,
that's dangerous.
That implies that you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
That implies that you're breaking the rules, that there is, and that sort of creates like this forbidden fruit effect where, say like, oh, well, Saturday's my cheat day, and you put it up on this pedestal and you begin to create this anticipation of that day, and then you just go buck wild on that day. You
eat 10,000 calories.
Yeah, you psychologically it creates this like, oh, I can't wait to get to my cheat day. I particularly don't like calling it that again because cheating implies that you are breaking rules or you're doing something wrong. Versus if you have just a day where you have a little higher calorie day.
Plan.
A refeed day.
Yeah. I mean, you could call it that. You could call it a recovery day, or you could just call it like, I don't feel like cooking tonight and I just want to have some food, some takeout food, whatever. Like, it doesn't have to be like this event, like, all right, my cheat day is here. Let me like loosen my belt and just like
put on the stretchy pants.
Go wild with
versus
it.
things becoming more of a lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
go ahead. I think it gets dangerous, quote unquote, dangerous when you have a cheat day because let's say you're somebody who's working on very specific goals and you're very, disciplined in what you're consuming. And then you come to that day, and if you have too many cheat days, if every Friday is a cheat day in a month,
that'll add up.
Yeah, that's going to add up, and you're going to be working against yourself.
Yeah, I think it's a whole day. Yeah, I think it sets you up for overindulgence.
Well, and I think for me, for failure, yes. I think too, it's differentiating between like, when I think of my cheat days, my calories probably don't actually change that much, but I would say like my food quality of food. I'm eating like more processed food, more like indulgent food, but I'll plan that and I'll maybe either like skip a meal or I'll lighten up one of my meals. So really so I think that's where it gets dangerous too, is when you building up that like thought process of it being a cheat day and just putting everything, into that. But also I think people also, if they're not controlling their calories, then that could, you could be into deficit and that could put you into a surplus because you had, 4,000 more calories than you normally do. And then that over the week or whatever. So. It
increases your net average to the point that you're into surplus. So and I recommend that with my clients. I was having that conversation with somebody today. He's like, oh, I went to this Mexican food restaurant and it blew up my calories and I felt like maybe I shouldn't eat for the rest of the day. And I was like, dude, don't worry about that. Yeah. You don't need to cut yourself off at noon because a meal was a little higher calorie. Maybe the day before or the day after, if it snuck up on you, you dial back a little bit.
Yes. Yeah.
And that tends to happen naturally anyways. If you have, a little bit of an overfeed day, you tend to be a little less hungry the next day. If the composition of what you're eating is primarily protein or high in protein. I think that's an important qualifier.
That is definitely an important qualifier because it can get real ugly real fast.
If there's not protein.
If it's very imbalanced, or let's just say off balance in a different kind of way. Yeah, I like what you said there, and just in terms of having right and left parameters and what's okay and what isn't versus what's cheating, what's right, what's wrong. I mean, I never eat. When I say never, I said I don't eat so perfectly that I could say I'm cheating on anything. Yeah. So I don't look at it that way. I try to be very consistent and understand that there's going to be inconsistencies. So I just kind of look at it like that. That's life in general, right? Like one thing's for sure is things are going to change and nothing's ever going to be the same.
No one's going to be 100% on point every single day.
No. Ever. And however, like if you are dieting for like a competition, you're a weight class athlete, you're a physique competitor, or whatever it is, then I don't even think we should be having that conversation, right? Like there should be planned refeed and deficit days, and those would be very specifically planned out with regard to total caloric intake as well as macronutrient profiles. And the people that I know that actually compete, not just show up in a bathing suit, but are competing in these things and winning or placing, or let's just say again being competitive. They don't look at it that way. This is very planned and whatever. So I don't really like that term so much. Again, like where does the inconsistency come in? Well, maybe I look at it this way. The inconsistency is consistent for me when the question was like, what's the cheat meal? Like, where am I going to go overindulge?
Yeah.
Indulge / overindulge. For me, it's sushi every time.
Oh,
And I will fucking
Really?
eat until they
Not your burgers and tots.
will take it away.
yeah.
They will take it away.
Yeah, when I go to all you
Get
can eat.
cut off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that I until it's done, like I'll eat sushi all day long.
Yeah.
And then there's also beer.
Yes.
So when if
The
I'm,
mix
Sapporo
those
is
two.
happening. at the
dude,
same
well,
time.
no, like that just like if I'm overindulging, I might as well have the
Yeah.
the 20 ounce Sapporo.
Yeah, yeah.
But the large, bring me the large one.
Yes.
But no, like if there's a brewery thing and there's bar food or whatever, and we're enjoying a Saturday or a Sunday
Yeah.
out or whatever. Oh yeah, I'll fuck up a burger, some tots, and a few IPAs. Like I don't care. Like I'm going for it.
Well, sushi is a big one for me, but because you said that, my other one that I pretty regular is I go to In-N-Out and I get 4.
That one's hard to argue too.
I get 4 double doubles and 2 orders of fries.
Whoa.
Shut the
And
fuck up.
I eat 4 double doubles.
Wow.
Oh
That's
yeah.
The
impressive.
8x8.
Yes. An 8x8
That's
That's a
impressive.
lot of meat.
I don't
God
know.
help
For
your
me,
toilet.
I would say maybe, my
Cheesecake
my favorite,
cookie or no cottage cheese cookies or
No, it's probably China food.
Yeah,
And I say China food because my kid, when she was little, she'd be like, I want China food. So now it's called China
China
food.
food,
Chinese food is called
Yeah,
China
yeah,
food.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's true. You will do that.
I would say, yes, when it comes to like, I do get some Chinese food cravings. Like, I don't really get cravings in general, but sometimes I'm like, man, greasy Chinese
Like
food.
that
I have
greasy
some really
see
good
that.
workouts the next day.
That's-
Oh, yeah.
We've
Oh
talked
my
about that. Yeah,
gosh.
you're all carbed up, sodiumed up. You got
yeah.
a sick pump, chow
Yep.
mein pump.
I'm not going to turn down some good Chinese food.
Yeah.
Living here in the Silicon Valley and kind of
Oh,
where
yeah.
we live, like there are some outstanding
Mhm.
like Asian foods.
Yes.
Like you can go to a lot of different places in this city and it's like just one spot after the other.
Yep.
That is one of the nice things about living in, there's no shortage of food like that. Like
Yes.
when you think about all the different cultures and
yeah.
ethnicities and people that are kind of bringing stuff in, like I've had some amazing food here, but I'm still going sushi all day long.
I
every
love
day.
sushi.
I will say though, that's not my go-to cheat
What's
meal
yours?
though. The go-to it's burrito. The burrito.
Oh, yeah?
Burrito is
Fucking
going to be
burrito.
Keeping it simple.
Yeah, the burrito had it last night. It's Thursday burrito night.
What do you
That's
put in
all.
it?
I mean, sometimes I just go just white guy grilled chicken, super burrito. It's got everything in there.
Yeah, yeah.
And and then I get 2 bags of chips because
Okay.
I want some chips on the drive home.
Yeah.
that's my little ritual.
One for the road.
Yeah, because the bag
He
of
is
chips they
human,
give me
folks.
is a
I call it-
little tiny bag. I'm gonna need
That's
another.
not a
one
bag
of
of
those.
chips.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish that entire bag before I get home. It's 5
That's
minutes
a
from my house.
snackatizer.
Yeah. But the burrito, that's definitely the go-to
Oh, yeah.
cheat.